Hey everybody, so welcome to today's video. As you saw, we were working on the Sylvia. It really needs some work. It needs some love and attention. Evo's outside right now, but the problem is, unfortunately, rust. So it's, as much as it's the Sylvia and it came from Japan and all that, it's still plagued with the S chassis curse, which is rust. It's nothing too insane, nothing too structural. There's one spot that's kind of worrisome on the passenger side, but I'm gonna get dealt with. But right now, what I'm gonna do is this fender's coming off. So I'm just gonna rip the bumper off real quick, which is super easy. Fender, I've never taken it off on this car, but it should be pretty simple. It's fiberglass over fenders, so like realistically, they're probably not as held on as good as OEM. But yeah, so we're gonna deal with this real quick. Because I have a kit from Villains Drift right here. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. There it is. That is a Fender harness tuck kit. So comes with the drill bit, comes with all these little brackets that you can you drill into the fender apron underneath, and you just tuck the harness up. So we're gonna pull the fender off and deal with this. So let's get right into it. That's all what's inside of my fender. It's pretty much all empty now, but that's all what's fell out of here. The shitty part though is, if you can see that, this is how the factory mounts to the, that's just the factory mounts for your bottom of your fender. And your pinch welds get rusty over time, right? It's just how it is. And unfortunately, the bolt broke. I could feel it too. I was like going slow, and I did all the things. I lubricated it and all that stuff. I probably should have heated it up, but oh well. I literally gave it like one small turn and I felt it move a little. I was like, okay, so I tightened it back up just to try and like go back and forth to work it. And as soon as I went to loosen it again, it was just like nothing. I barely gave it any force, it just snapped. So whatever, I'll just drill it out and then I'll just nut and bolt it. Now, all of a sudden, my car's naked. Although I'm not too upset. It looks pretty decent under here. The only part that I knew was bad was this, but it's really not that bad at all, to be honest. And this is, I'm not worried about this at all, because this is the part people cut a slit in to tuck the harness over, which is what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna chop this out, neutralize the rust. I'm gonna screw, like, cause this is all surface here, thankfully, so I'm gonna scrape all this down. And the same here, there's a little bit of surface. But overall, I'm not too upset about it. This'll do. I was worried because these bolts had a lot of gunk in them and they were pretty rusty, so I was getting to a point where I was like, oh my god, because if these break, I'm choked. But overall, we're not too shabby under here. That's a win, because the past couple finds I found in this car have been losses. So all on this edge, there was seam sealer before and it was peeling all off. I could legit pull it off with my fingers, so I just yanked it all off and I grinded. There's a little like rust spot here. It wasn't like rust, but it was just surface, so I scraped it all down. I'm gonna get some rust paint and just fill this line just to seal it. And then after that, I don't know where I put it. Over here. I have this waterproof seam sealer that I'm gonna do a line on. But I'm just gonna grab some tape from in there and do a nice straight tape line and then just go across it and smudge it, and then I'll just pull the tape off. So I'm gonna do that real quick. It's just little things just to encapsule, because like this stuff OEM you can see doesn't have seam sealer on it on this edge. You can just see there's just rust all over. So I'm gonna try and grind this down. I might do this, but I'm not sure yet. So definitely this one, because this one has seam sealer from factory, but it all scraped off. It was all old and crappy, so just gonna do a little quick line there. All right, I'm really happy with this. I got a nice tape line on the go, and it's real good straight arrow. Here I just smudged it along with, because the OEM shit is the same thing, it's just smudged everywhere. So I just followed the line, and it actually turned out really nice, so I'm stoked about this. So now while that's drying, I'm gonna chop a slit into here. I think I'm just gonna go, because you can see it's already rotting out, I might just cut along the rot, because this is exactly where the harness has to go, because then we're just gonna follow this line. Which is nice, because like I can move it a little bit and it already like naturally wants to lay there. So that'll be nice. So I don't know, I might just cut like up until it starts bulging, but I'm just gonna cut 2 slits here first. And honestly, it's 2 birds, 1 stone, because the other side's not like this, but this side is. So, and this has to get cut out so that the harness can get tucked. And honestly, it's worth it, because you're 2 birds, 1 stone, killing the rust and tucking the harness, so it's nice and safe. And it's funny, because like every video I've watched, a lot of people have this same rust spot. So I guess it's a super common rust spot for S chassis. So it's good that you cut it out. Okay, we're at the test fit stage here, so ignore the million zip ties. I have it temporarily like this because I'm gonna put some rivets on these back here. So it's like not as far back as it can go. It's gonna go farther once I install these. But this is just a test fit to make sure that the fender still sits properly, because I don't want it to bulge out too much. But so far the clearance is looking way better. Like, look at that. Now we have all that travel before we hit wires, so we like that. The only thing that hangs super low is this, and that's the hood prop cable, because you can't put too much tension on that or else it's just gonna be all fucked. So I'm using the green zip ties because I don't have all black ones, so these are gonna get all chopped off, because this is just a temporary mock-up. So I'm gonna snip them all real quick and then throw the fender on real fast and see if everything fits. Also, if you notice here where the wires filed through where I cut like just a vacuum line in half and then just put it over the sharp edges. I'm gonna clean it up still. I'm waiting for my girlfriend to drop off the Dremel, and then still gonna put this on top just because it's metal and, you know, just to less rubbage. All right, so I got this section all done. This section just got seam sealed because it was a little rusty, so I sanded it all down to bare metal, painted the edges, seam sealed it. I think it looks nice. Once it gets all dirty, it's gonna blend in way better, because right now, since it's so white and fresh, it just pops. But other thing, I got this installed. This is the Villains hoops. It's actually made for an S13, so it's not really the same, which is fine. But I honestly just, like, the S15 has a factory hole and stuff. Like, there's a bunch of spots I can tie into already. I'm just gonna add one just to suck it back some. And yeah, so let me situate this. But so far, I'm loving the fit and finish of all of this. It looks so nice. Here's our finished product. I ended up having to add one more right here of these little eyelet things, whatever you want to call them. Because now it's like sturdy. Look at that. That shit ain't going nowhere. That harness is sturdy, and like, look at the space now. This is just hanging down because this is the fender light, so this is going to go over here. So don't worry about that. But all of this is just perfect. I'm so stoked. So now it should still clear the fender, I think. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about, but we should be okay, I think. Let's try. Let's try and get this car put back together here. All right, guys. We have a car again. It looks like a car again, which is great. And the harness tuck turned out really good. I'm so happy with it. It tucked up real nice. The Villains kit is so sick. If you want to do a harness tuck for like yourself, it's the way to do it. I'm a big fan of it. It's super easy. Like you just drill a couple holes. And the best part, I only use 2. And like, look how many I have left over. Like, this is great. I never need to buy another set. So like, I'll have these for all the S chassis I own. All right, Evo's back inside with the Sylvia. I didn't realize how hard it was raining. The car's soaked, and you can see the steam coming out from the turbo. Some water fell on it, sadly. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. Poor Evo. Okay, it's been a couple days since the last clip you guys saw. Because it's been pouring outside, and it was also me and my girlfriend's anniversary, so we went and did some stuff. So I just didn't film for the past couple days, but both cars are inside. This thing's all put together. I actually went and drove it on my anniversary, and it was super sick. This car, so good. I love the S15. It just works so nice. But in the next video, this thing might be gone, actually. So stay tuned for that. And the Evo, I have a lot of maintenance parts on the way for it because it's leaking some oil, and it's having like super small issues. So I have a bunch of stuff that's supposed to show up here in a couple days. So be filming that in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learned a couple things with this, because across all S chassis it's pretty similar for what you have to do to tuck your harness. So I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, I hope you have a good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. And stay tuned for the next video, because the next one's gonna be really cool. And anyways, peace.